Hi, Briday. Hi, Rashmi. I don't know who that funny boy is, but hi to you. Uh, we're just waiting for Dr. Pooja to join. Hi, Ravi. Hi, Prasanna sir. Glad that you're joining. Yeah, I'm good, Rashmi. How are you? Sent a request to Pooja and she'll be joining soon. Hi, Chitra. Hi, everyone. Hi, Nayat. Hi, Ankur. Hi, Dr. Jishan. I think Pooja is here.
Hi, hi.
Pooja, all good? Am I audible to you?
Yes, yes. Can you hear me? Can everyone else hear me?
Yes, I think if you are audible to me, everyone will, you will be audible to everyone. Saransh,
Great.
Nishan, Akhil, Akash is saying, delighted to join the session. Akash, you will be delighted till the end of the session as well. Don't worry.
Yes.
Yeah, we have prepared very hard. I'm doing these sessions. Hi, Anand. There's nothing for you here. Sorry, you know everything. Yeah, I am doing these sessions since 2016, if I'm not wrong, but I have never prepared this hard. Uh, when I say this hard, it doesn't mean the marketing because I understand we are doing a lot of marketing, me and Pooja for the session, but I really thought a lot how me and Pooja both that how we what we should be talking about and we really want difference
Yes,
this
yes,
session. We
yes.
don't want just we come live and say random things and unrealistic which sound motivational, but by the time you end the session it doesn't make any sense at all. We don't want to do that. We'll be talking very realistically. And
Correct.
two things I want to tell everyone, people who are in the session. This session might look like as if dentists have hijacked the session because there are so many dentists joining the session just because I had been a dentist in my previous life, while Pooja still is in a way.
Previous
So
life.
yeah, it's not a pun, by the way, Pooja. It's a corporate thing. People say if they want to talk about something very different that they used to do before, they use the term previous life, which you'll learn pretty anyway. I wanted to say, yeah, if you are not a dentist, if you're just run of the mill graduate who really is looking to plan for an MBA, mostly 1 year MBA at IIMs or ISB, please stay because this session for is for everyone, not necessarily for a dentist or a doctor. Second, there is
Correct.
a surprise giveaway that I will be telling you in mid of the session, and you need to do something for that. Of course, you can't just get the giveaway without doing anything. You have to do a small favor for us, and there will be a big giveaway, and it will create a lot of difference in your career. Trust me on that. I will announce maybe after 1 hour of the session. All I need to be eligible for the giveaway, you need to do is to just be participative, attend the session, and ask questions. So, guys, quickly, I will tell you how we have planned these session because we actually gathered a lot of questions. We asked people to
Yeah.
submit the questions beforehand so that we kind of get to understand what are your expectations. So I can see right now 18 people have already asked questions. Not 18 people, but different people. There are total of 18 questions right now. But if you think you want specifically, you want to ask some specific questions which we are not covering as default, please feel free to use the comment section. We will be glad to answer all the questions. Now let's
Yeah.
start. Quickly, I will introduce myself and then Pooja can go ahead with the introduction. So I am Dr. Anshul. I am a BDS graduate from batch of 2010 to 15 from MCOTS Manipal. Yeah, I am very proud of my college. We all know that that is undisputedly the best dental school in the country. Some people might say mates, but I would say Manipal. Anyway, it's the session is not about bragging. And then
Yeah.
I did my MBA from Indian School of Business, which is currently ranked 28th or 29th in the world for its 1 year MBA program. Right now, I work for one of world's largest medical device firm. I work as a commercial excellence manager, and rest everything you can go to my LinkedIn and check. I really don't want to extend my introduction beyond this. I have been guiding students for their MBA application since 2016. It's my fifth year of guiding people uh, and counseling people one with my one-to-one personalized guidance. Pooja is my friend since 2013 or before that.
Before that, since
Yeah, I
very
think
long. You were in
2012.
second year or something.
Yeah, if I was in second year, then we are friends since 2012. Yeah,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
I have seen her, you know, being a typical undergraduate to this amazingly confident lady. I've seen her oratory skills. I have seen her presentation skills. I've seen her managerial skills and selling skills also. And I am very proud that, I was the one. I mean, let me brag. I was the one who kind of seeded this, idea of pursuing a management education full time.
Very much.
And I am
Very
very
much.
glad that she the used this lockdown to her advantage, and within first attempt she was able to make it through, that too not in some random college. She made it to IIM Calcutta, and right now IIM Calcutta is like ranked 42nd in the world for its 1 year MBA program, and it might cross ISB also someday. You never know, because lately IIM Bangalore has crossed ISB in terms of ranking. Now it's the best MBA school for its 1 year MBA in the country. ISB is ranking second right now in 2020. So we'll cover all these. So Pooja, why don't you quickly uh, uh, explain about yourself, introduce yourself, and then let's quickly start taking questions.
Hi guys. I have been with doing dentistry or studying dentistry since 2008. I have studied from Krishna Institute of Medical Sciences, which might not be as great as Manipal is, but it's a very good dental college. After that, I have had a very gratifying career as a clinician. I want to tell you that there's a lot of misconception that people, I see these Facebook comments where people go around like, oh, you couldn't be a clinician, that's why you're doing an MBA, or going and taking another career path, your alternate an alternate career path. But I want to go ahead and tell you now, it's my turn to brag. I've been a clinician. I've worked with one of the best clinicians in the country. I've worked with Dr. Moez Kakiani very closely. I've been his associate for almost 3 years now. Besides that, I also take courses on basic prosthodontics. I've lectured on at universities. I've lectured for IDA. I have quite a lot of awards which include the FAMDent and the Byton, which are so coveted. So it's not like as a clinician I've not had a great career, but it was in 2017 when I started working with Dr. Moez Kakiani. I also started heading sales and marketing for his firm, which he started, called MIK Dental, and that's when my career went from being a full-time clinician to being a part-time clinician and a part-time marketing head or manager, whatever you would call it. And that's when I realized that my interest and probably my skills also are inclined more towards marketing. And then obviously, me and Anshul would meet and we would discuss about how my career is going. And it was his idea that I should probably, if I want to learn more, I could do an MBA. And probably a year ago or so, I decided that this is what I am good at, better at maybe, and this is what I like more so. I'm a very passion driven person. I did not do my MDS when I started off because I wasn't sure which of the 9 branches which I want to choose in doing my NDS. A lot of people discover in 5 years of dentistry, they know then that which branch do they want to do their specialization in, and I wasn't one of them, and I was still not sure about which branch do I want to spend 3 years doing an MDS. And when I started doing marketing, I realized that this is what I'm more passionate about, and that's why I've chosen this path, and that's why I'm going to a B school. So that's pretty much about me. My journey has just started. Uh, about my GMAT journey, I think we will. I don't want to talk about it right now. We will, as we go through the session, we would be talking about it. So that's that to begin with, for you to know who I am. Uh, And I see 35 people have joined, which is very nice. A lot of my friends are also there. Yeah, so Anshul will take questions.
Yeah, so because you said in some of the comments on Instagram that this is your favorite question. So this question has been posted by Ankur. So the question is, can average 10th and 12th graduate score convert in IIM? And I have been in touch with Ankur on and off. I think he had been reaching out to me. I don't know if my answers were satisfactory enough or not. So Pooja, why don't you answer the question?
Anshul, you were very good in your 10th and 12th, so nobody is gonna.
Yeah,
You were a
I
90% person, so
no,
that's
no,
why.
I,
But
I, I had been a 95%.
yes.
Anyway, it's not
So
about me. Let's please talk about yourself. The session is
yeah,
not about
yeah. So
me.
I've told Ankur as well. I was an average, above average student in school also. And during my graduation, though I was a topper, but it's not like I have some great percentage. I mean, I was a topper because I don't know whatever the reasons could have been, but it's not like I've always been brilliant or been like I wasn't even an 80 percenter ever. Okay, I had a 79. I missed the mark by 1% in my 10th, and 12th was 75. I did not even get through an MBBS college when I gave my CET. Okay, so it's not like you have to be very very brilliant to get into IIMs or ISB. Okay, it's more about clarity of goals. I think as we go through my journey, you guys would get to know. I haven't even scored some 700 plus in GMAT. Okay, my score was a 660, which is I wouldn't say very easily achievable, but is pretty achievable.
Right. Uh, that makes sense, Pooja. So there's another good question that I want to cover before. What is your day? How is your day as a sales and marketing manager? How is your day like, and what is your role? So people would want to know that what kind of job you do right now.
Right. So
Yeah.
since MIK Dental comes up with new, so MIK Dental is basically a company that makes dental products. These are products which are designed by Dr. Moez Khakiani with the thought process of he wanted to design products which are not available in the market so much. So my job pretty much includes we come up with new products every time. So identifying the markets for these products to understand if these products are going to do well in the market, what are the competitive products, and then designing sort of a marketing scheme around these particular products. I also partake in digital marketing. I've partaken in the web designing because we have an e-commerce website for MIK Dental. Besides that, I am the one who also decides on the schemes that come for the year and the conferences or trade shows that we want to partake in. And I am also a part of the sales team. My job is also to train our sales executives about the product since I am a dentist and I'm always there. I mean, if some of you have met me at one of the trade shows, there are a lot of dentists here. We must have met in probably Expo Dent or any of the shows that happened in Bombay as well, in Famden show. I also really enjoy being at the stall and doing sales. So that's pretty much what I do. Besides that, I also have a clinical role. It's not like I have not been practicing at all. I have been practicing all the time since I passed out in 2013. So half of my day is goes into the sales and marketing of MIK Dental, and half of it goes in the clinical practice.
Right. So another question Omkar is asking, and I think I would take this question because this I have answered at least 100 times. I'm not kidding, in last 4 years. So Omkar is asking, will math be very difficult for us as most of us left in 10th? So Omkar, again, I'm not talking from personal experience because I didn't leave maths in 10th. I had both maths and biology in
Yeah,
plus
me
two.
me also.
Yeah. So,
Yeah.
but I'll tell you, if you're preparing for CAT, and CAT is for people with lower work experience, okay, CAT exam, and all the IIMs for their 2 year MBA program take CAT. I mean, they accept the CAT score. If you want to join their 2 year MBA program, you have to take CAT. And again, the 2 year MBA program is generally for people who are with lower work experience. So CAT is difficult in terms of maths, but let me tell you, the concepts are not difficult. None of the concepts are difficult. All the concepts are 10th level only. But the application of those concepts are difficult. So trust me, everyone is on the same page when it comes to CAT also. It's just that engineers have seen numbers even in their college, so they get more comfortable while dealing with those numbers. So if you can literally work hard, you can even clear CAT with a good percentile as well. Yesterday only, I saw an MBBS doctor in IIM Ahmedabad. She is in the current batch, and every batch of IIM Ahmedabad, Bangalore, and Calcutta has doctors and dentists also. So if they can, even you can. It's not a big deal at all, but you have to work very hard. I mean, I'm not saying it's not achievable. You have to work very hard. You have to get into the mode of CAT preparation, and it will require a good amount of time, at least 1 year of extremely dedicated preparation. Now let's come to GMAT. If you are looking for 1 year MBA, you should look for 1 year MBA if your work experience on the higher side, or you want to go to ISB. ISB is okay even with a lower work experience, but you should have a very good profile. You should have lots of achievements in your profile to show. GMAT, the maths is extremely easy, like very, very easy. You can easily, kind of clear the maths. GMAT, the issue is English. I mean, it can give you nightmares. But thankfully, I had a reading habit, so English was easy for me, and math is easy for everyone, and that's why I was able to nail GMAT. But again, let's take Pooja's example. She worked very hard, but something GMAT is such a difficult, not difficult. The GMAT is such a weird, I would say, exam because it's adaptive. You get 2 or 3 questions wrong, all the questions you will get will be of easier level. You will never be able to reach to the higher level questions, which will fetch you more marks. This is what I mean when I call that GMAT is an adaptive exam. So even if you lose your focus for 1 or 2 minutes, that's it. You will not be able to score higher in GMAT. But the best part of all the colleges that accept the GMAT score, that is the 1 year MBA IIMs and ISP, that they don't really rely a lot on GMAT score. They rely on your profile. What have you done? They want to understand you as a person through the application. And then if they like your application, they will call you for an interview. Then the ball is in your court. It completely depends on you how well you manage. So I think I extended the answer. You were literally only asking about maths, but I wanted to get a picture. That maths is not
I
you're supposed to get scared of maths. Yeah, if you're really planning for CAD, then you might need to work very hard. But GMAT is easy peasy. And now ISB has also started focusing on ISB has also started accepting GRE score. So GRE, the maths is further easier in GRE. So I hope that answers your question. So
I have Anshul. I want
yeah,
to tell them something about the
yeah,
GMAT
yeah.
math
Please.
because I took up studying maths after 13 long years when I began studying for GMAT. I don't want to say I'm very old, but yeah, that was the truth. But
That is
what
revealing
happened
your
was,
age. Understand, right?
it's okay. So, let's not digress. It was very difficult in the start. For the first 1 month, I really struggled with maths. But having said that, the concepts were as easy as pi r square and 2 pi r. The application is something. So basically, GMAT is an aptitude exam. It will take you a while, probably a month, to understand the exam. And once you've understood the exam, it's very easy to nail it. So initially, I studied for 2 months, 10 hours a day because quarantine had happened. I was not doing anything else. And I gave a mock and I landed up with a 470. And I was devastated to say the least because I didn't understand the exam. I mean, fortunately, unfortunately, we have a different way of studying when we get through the med school. We just wanna take the concepts in and not apply it so much. Understand, yes, but not application is not something that we've been taught, you know, so so much. So after I kind of understood the exam, when I got the 470, I realized that I need to go back and analyze. After that, I could get my score up to 650 in a month's time. So it's about understanding the exam, spending a little time with it, and then you're through. It's not very difficult to definitely get to a 650. I
Right.
would say it's very easy to get there.
Someone is asking how much experience is required for MBA executive. Can you
Yeah.
answer that?
So if you are applying to the IIMs, it's about 4 5 years. So Ahmedabad has 4 years, Calcutta has 5 years. So ballpark 4 5 years. And if you're applying to ISB, I guess it's 2 years, Anshul.
To 20 months
Yeah. 20 months is what is the experience that
minimum.
is
That
needed
is
for
the
a
minimum.
1 year. For a 1 year program. Having
ISB
said that, if you
only.
are applying for,
No, ISB only has 1 year MBA. ISB doesn't have 2 year MBA.
yeah, for the IIMs, if you are looking at applying for a 2 year MBA program, I
You
don't think they
can,
need work
no, no,
experience.
no. You can join as a fresher also.
Yeah, yeah,
You
yeah.
don't need
So
any
I hope
experience.
that answers your question.
Yeah. So, what kind of job profile will you be opting post this? Dr. Siddhi is asking.
Right. I have been an out and out sales and marketing person, and that's what I want to do. That's what I enjoy doing. So I'd be looking at a profile like that in probably dental or medical devices company because I've worked with dental devices in the past. MIK Dental is a dental product company, so that's my comfort zone. That's what I look at doing at this point. But obviously, I am open to evolving once I go to B school. I'm very excited. If there's something else that I'm good at and I enjoy doing, I'd probably look at probably strategy or I don't even know
That's
what will
fine.
I learn when I go. Yeah, yeah,
It's okay. It's
yeah.
okay. You are not supposed to know at this stage. It's complete. So Chatrali is asking, and again, I would like to answer this because again, I have answered this a lot. Is executive MBA as good as other MBAs? So Chatrali, let me, kind of get deep into this question because you are clearly mistaken. Okay, executive MBA is not like all the other executive MBA by random colleges. Most of the other colleges name their part-time weekend MBA course or online MBA courses executive MBAs. Executive MBA at IIMs is completely different. It's not part-time. It's a full-time 1 year residential course. You have to be on the campus. You have to leave your job, whatever you're doing, and you have to. It's a proper 1 year MBA. So when we talk, whenever I or Pooja will say executive MBA, we mean executive MBA at IIMs because you have to consider MBAs pursuing an MBA only from a good college. Otherwise, it will not make any sense, both from career as well as from salary point of view. Your second question is Symbiosis a good college? Which Symbiosis is my question again. Back to you. SIBM is a very good college. SCM HRD is a very good college. All other colleges under Symbiosis are not up to the mark as far as I know. And at least this was the case at least 2 years ago. I really don't know the scenario right now, but SIBM and SCMHRD are good colleges. There are good number of dentists every year in SIBM and SCMHRD, and they end up with good, decent profile, not very good, but decent profile, good profiles to start with post-year MBA. So I hope that answers your question. Another question is, there are some marks allotted with people with past work experience. How can as a intern build a profile with some experience? Partho is asking. So yeah, Partho, first of all, some marks are allotted with people with past working experience. This is true for 2 year MBA at IIMs. That is true. How can as an intern build a profile with some experience? So Partho, if you're really looking for an MBA, if you're an intern, you try to get into some corporate. Don't do clinical job. I mean, you can do clinical job. It will be considered by IIMs, but uh, recruiters will like to know what you have done while you sit for the placement before. So that time, having a corporate role will be preferred. Now, how to find a corporate role? Being a doctor or dentist is a completely different ball game altogether. There are no placements in medical and dental college. We both know that. So you have to struggle very hard to get a job. I have written a very detailed article on how to find a job without an MBA after pursuing medicine or dentistry. You can go and read that blog. So, Pooja, do you have anything to say on this? How to
Yeah,
get
yeah.
before your MBA?
That I will tell you. Before that, I also want to add to this where Anshul said that the recruiters will question you on your managerial experience, and it's good to have it. That I'm sure is true. I haven't sat down in front of a recruiter yet, but I have given quite a few interviews to the admissions committee, and they did not care about my clinical experience or
Yeah,
clinical achievements. Okay, they were questioning me a lot on my work experience as a manager. So if you're very clear in your head that you want to go ahead and do an MBA after your medical studies or whatever studies that you're doing, get jobs that are matching. You know, your entire story should align. That's the most important thing. You should not be sitting there in front of the admissions committee and saying that, oh, I was doing something else, now I want to do completely do something else. It will not make sense to them. So there's a story that you need to weave. So that's one thing. How to get a job? a managerial job post BDS without an MBA. There are a lot of companies that look at product specialists who are dentists. We've gone to a lot of expos, and I have a lot of quite a few friends who are doing this, who are not doing clinical practice. I have friends. We have somebody in different companies. Like you have people in Cheza, you have people in Ivukla, everywhere there are dentists. Dentists will be preferred for a marketing role, for a sales role, for product specialist roles. So you'll very easily get those roles as a BDS after passing out, if you don't want to get into clinical practice.
Right. Priyanka is asking, can I get a private equity internship in a healthcare PE firm as an undergrad with the help of online course certification and finance modeling? Priyanka, it completely depends on you. If you get into private equity, you need to do a lot of networking. If you are from one of the fancy undergrad colleges such as Shriram College of Commerce, you might get, but otherwise it might become difficult, because I have seen all the private equity internship going to people from IITs. So if you have good contacts and good network, and then if you can convince them with your good financial modeling skills, because only a certification will not do, because they will also test your real skills before giving you that PE internship. So if you get into healthcare PE firm, first of all, I'm glad that you're thinking on these lines. This is extremely ambitious, and I'm really glad that you're being ambitious, because people in healthcare, even when they're thinking about corporate career, they think very low. I don't know why they do that. I mean, you can go and do a surgery in your final year. You can manage patients in your final year in internship. But when they start thinking about corporate career, they start thinking very low. They start having doubts in themselves that, will I be able to do maths or not? But you're thinking about getting into private equity. It's an extremely, I would
Yeah,
say,
yeah.
backbreaking work, and it's an amazing field to work for, and of course the money flows like anything. So please do your research, get your financial modeling skills. Also, more than financial modeling, you should also know a lot about the domain. You should at least know everything what is happening in the healthcare industry, especially from the startups point of view. And combined with domain knowledge, a decent financial modeling skills, and with your network, I think you'll be able to grab an internship. But yeah, they do prefer IITians. So okay. Internship is a compulsion in BDS. Yeah, Partha, we all know that. I don't know why you have put it as a comment. Ma'am, how to apply for these kind of jobs? Sushma, I think Pooja already told you how to apply. You have to just reach out to these companies. You can reach out to the managers of these companies on LinkedIn, and you can convince them that you are you are looking forward to a sales or marketing job, and you have a good domain knowledge of your field. You can be a good product specialist, and you can try to convince them. So Pooja, you went out of line. You are back.
Yeah. You went out of line for me. Okay,
Okay,
we're back to
no,
it.
yeah, it's
Yeah.
fine. Let's not go deep into that. Okay, uh, fine. What HK Bachu is asking, does PGDM has any scope in present scenario? Else would offer PGDM in IIMs or else any other management college. So again, guys, PGDA HM is postgraduate diploma in healthcare management. I mean, why would you want to restrict your choices by just doing a hospital management or healthcare management MBA? Ultimately, you will be studying for the same 2 years. If you want to get into healthcare only or hospital only, you can anyway do that after MBA, normal MBA, PGDM, that is called in IIMs. Why do you want to limit your field? The day we decided to become dentist, that day only we had limited our fields, right? By deciding to just take care of teeth rather than the entire body, which MBBS students have an option of. So don't do the same mistake. I mean, I didn't know why you people chose dentistry. Why did I choose? I don't want to get into that. So don't get don't try to restrict your options. I have a friend. She was my batchmate from Manipal. She had a 715 GMAT. Unfortunately, she couldn't get through ISB because of some mistakes. She was very smart. She cracked both IIM Indore and IIFT Delhi. IIFT is Indian Institute of Foreign Trade, an amazing school to do an MBA, especially for marketing. And right now, she's working as a sales and marketing manager for Bata. It has nothing to do with healthcare. She decided that she doesn't want to be in healthcare, and she moved out of it. Keep all your options open. Don't do a PGD, HM, and all that, please. I mean, do only if you're not getting anything else. And the only good college for healthcare management is TISS and IHM or Jaipur. That's all.
IHMR. Yeah. Yeah.
Nothing else. Literally nothing
And these
else.
1 year programs that you get, IIM Calcutta also has a 1 year program, but
No
I don't
placement,
know if
right?
I should say this, but there are no placement assistants, and I'm sure we would want that stability in life.
Yeah,
So
of
there's
course.
no point. Yeah, yeah. Keep your options open. I mean, even I had thought about it, but tomorrow if I want to do something else, I don't want to close my options. My all my healthcare options are obviously open anyway with an MBA. So if you can get into a general management course, it'll be better in for
Right.
personal opinion.
Siddhi is saying, as a dentist, the only possible variant we were aware of was MPH or MHA. Didn't realize that MBA was such a distinct possibility with so much scope even for doctors. So, Siddhi, this is what, I mean, I should not say it, but the kind of ecosystem we have in dentistry and even in medicine about, I mean, the thought process that generally doctors and dentists have about corporate, that it is way too distant for us and or it is not meant for us. Just always believe that you all your avenues are open even after graduation. Pursuing medicine or dentistry doesn't mean you are only meant for a clinical job. Nowhere it says, there is no rule book. Literally there is no rule book which says ki, you have pursued MBBS or BDS, it means you will like spend your entire life pursuing clinical medicine or dentistry. You can do literally anything. Just think it in this way, that once you have done your MBBS or BDS, you have gained the domain knowledge of healthcare. You have become someone who knows about healthcare. With this domain knowledge, either you can go into the clinical practice if it suits you, or you can go into anything. You can go into a health NGO, a healthcare NGO. You can get into a private equity healthcare firm, which Priyanka just asked about. You can get into corporate. You can help corporate healthcare, where companies are trying their best to save the world. You saw, right, how many companies now pharma companies are fighting hard to uh, remove
Develop the
COVID-19
vaccine.
from the world. The company that I work for, Medtronic, they just, I think in June or July, they made their ventilator design public so that anyone can, copy that design and make ventilator for everyone so that they can save lives. Why can't you work for these companies? The lady who made Apple Watch, she is a doctor by profession. So the avenues are open. I mean, being doctor is a power. You should not let it limit yourself, that okay, only MPH and MHA are the possible avenues. No, it's a power. It's not a limitation. So I hope that dispels all the doubts that you guys have on this. Okay, we have few more questions. Does do hospital management MBA have scope? If yes, which college? Onkar, again, please, yeah, don't go into hospital management, please. Trust me, do a normal MBA. If you really want to go into hospital, you can go into hospital of the normal MBA also. But to answer your question, MHA by TISS and IAHM are only Jaipur campus.
Hi,
These are
Jamal.
colleges for hospital management.
Yeah, hands down.
Okay, fine. Is this the question for you, Pooja? Can someone manage both clinical practice and MBA at the same time? Wow. Okay, Pooja, answer.
I managed studying for the GMAT in clinical practice and having a sales and marketing manager role. And during, I think, 1 year MBA, I don't think I will have the energy and the time to do clinical practice. But post that, I am so I'm extensively trained in restorative dentistry. That's not something that I will completely leave. I
Mhm.
already consult at a few
We will
clinics, so I
see.
might continue. I might continue. I would want to. We will see. But having said that, if you have the passion for it, I'm sure probably an hour a day or on the weekends you can surely practice. And if you don't have a very taxing job, you can definitely continue. Nobody can take away being a dentist from you. Yeah, I mean, you studied for 5 years. If you're a good clinician, you don't forget cycling. If you don't cycle for 5 years, do you? So it's subjective.
Don't even think about pursuing clinical dentistry while doing an MBA, full-time
Yeah,
MBA
yeah.
especially. I
Especially
mean, I'm
one
talking
year.
about full-time.
Especially 1 year.
Impossible. You can only sleep for two
Especially
to
one
three
year.
hours, three to four hours per day during 1 year MBA till you get placed. Once you get placed, things change. Anyway, so guys, I will take a small pause. Should I announce about my giveaway? If I'll just take 2 minutes to announce. If you guys want, if you guys don't want, please, I don't want to. We can continue with the session. I will just take 2 minutes to announce if you guys want it, and just comment yes if you want. Okay, I think no one is commenting yes. So I don't think they want the giveaway. Okay, fine, fine enough. We will continue
Yes.
with the session. Yeah.
Chetrali, yeah, continue. Okay. They want us to continue. Oh, I'm glad people are liking the session.
Yeah, yeah, great. No, this giveaway was planned for them only, but if they don't want, it's fine.
No, no, they started answering now. Zishan says he wants the giveaway.
Okay, 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 okay,
Yes,
okay.
yes, 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 yes. Anshul, yes.
Fine, fine. So, guys, this I do in every session. What I do, I expect a very good not very good. I just expect a feedback. It can be bad also. Sorry, I didn't mean that. So,
Honest
if
feedback.
yeah, if you guys feel that we are investing our time and energy in this, if you really found this session good, all you need to do is to post it in your Instagram story and tag me and Pooja both that it was a good story, and request everyone to follow both of us. And don't write how was the session and all. Just write one thing: what did you learn from this session? You have to do it at the end of the session, not right now. What you will get, you at least not at least total three people will get a one-to-one profile consultation, career consultation with me, completely free of cost. And when I say free of cost, trust me, I charge a hell lot of money for career consultation. 4 to 5 people who have joined this session, they are already my paid mentees. They know I will not take their names because they don't want to know that they are preparing for an MBA right now. So if you want uh, me to directly guide you, taking you from scratch till your mock interview preparation at any of the IIMs, ISB, or any of the B schools, even outside the country, then you can take part in this feedback. You just have to give a feedback on your Instagram story. What did you learn? And asking your friends to follow me if they want to. That's all you need to do. And that's it. We will continue. You have to do it after the session. You don't need to do it now. That's it. Okay. Chanchal is asking, passed out in 2020, what suggestions can you give me to start earning good? Can't open my clinic right now. Working under someone else will pay me only 15 to 20K. I am not interested in doing masters for 3 more years. Rather, it will be good to open own clinic, which I can't do right now. So what should I do? I think Pooja, you're the best person to answer this.
Chanchal, first of all, I appreciate the honesty. Not everyone would explicitly say all of these things and ask these questions. And I can take the liberty of saying 80% of the graduates when they get out of the dental school have this dilemma. I've had uh, I've had my juniors coming up to me and asking me which branch of MDS should we choose. I mean, isn't that I mean that's something that you're going to do for all your life. So if you don't know, don't do it for a year. You can get into practice and then decide if you want to, which branch do you want to pursue. Now, 15 to 20,000, the amount that you've quoted is a lot. When I got out, I got a job which was paying me 5,000 rupees only. That also after 2 months of holding the suction. So good. As soon as you get out, if you want to earn a lot, I'm really sorry for saying this. And if you don't want to open a practice, you will have to get into some kind of management role. As an associate dentist, as soon as you get out, you're not going to get paid a lot. That's the harsh reality, and I'm not even blaming the employers for it. There are a lot of factors that affect it: the demand versus supply gap, the attrition rate, a lot of things, and also uh, very good dental schools. You might have gone to a lot of you might have gone to a very good dental school, but still the curriculum is such that you don't get trained in the most modern the most modern technologies that are generally used in the dental practice. So you will have to work your way up in as an associate. So if you want to earn a lot of money as soon as you get out, working as an associate dentist is not something that you can do. You will have to get into something like a managerial role, or a product specialist kind of role. Uh, it'll make you, but also having said that, it's not like you're going to make a lot of money. It's not like you're going to make as much money as somebody passed out from an IIT would get. So let's be realistic.
Right. Nishant 9911M is posting laughing smileys. Nishant, if you're finding something very funny, I think you can leave, or you tell me, I can remove you from the session. Thank you. Rashmi is asking, what if someone who doesn't have like sales and marketing experience like you, Pooja, and if they really want to get into corporate, what should we do?
Uh, so it depends on
Just a second, just a second, Pooja. Two almost dentists are trying to promote their channel here. Guys, whoever you are, I don't have any problem promoting your stuff here, but please do it at the end of the session. We are trying to do something serious here. Thank you. Pooja, please go ahead.
Yeah, so if you're looking at a 2-year MBA, like we were talking about, you can, without any experience, also if you have a good CAT score, I think you can get into a good college. They don't look at you'll be then applying as a fresher. So they won't be looking at your experience so much. But if you're looking at a 1-year MBA, then you will have to build your profile, unfortunately, as a sales and marketing. You could get into like I was talking about the kind of roles that you can get into after BDS, product specialist in different companies and things like that, Rashmi. So you will have to build your profile around it a little bit and then apply for an MBA. If you want a good MBA, of course.
Sonali is asking if I don't want to get into management and also MDS because it's really expensive, then what should I do? I mean, I am in a very professional setting right now. Ideally, if you would have asked me the same question, not in a professional setting, I would have said get married and have kids. But because we are having a very professional discussion, so Pooja, why don't you answer this question?
I just said, right? We've been, I think I've said this 4 or 5 times. You can get into a role of a marketing or sales
No, no, no,
executive
no,
or a
no.
product.
Sorry, sorry. She's saying
No?
she doesn't want to get into management. She doesn't even want to do an MDS. So what would we
I
do?
have a friend who has this very nice event management company, very successful in Bombay, who's a dentist. I have another friend who has a digital marketing company. You can do anything that you want to do and good at, yeah. ऐसा कुछ
Yep.
नहीं है. You do MDS or get into healthcare management. If you're good at something, do something else. Any skill that you have.
Yeah. Swati is asking, sorry, Swati, I didn't take your question earlier. Is still advisable to pursue MBA dreams for ISB at the age around 33, like in my previous comment. Swati, I told you right a few minutes ago that I counsel students I do personalized one-to-one consultation for the MBA application. So right now, I am advising around 15 people. 15 people are my direct mentees. Out of those 15 people, 4 people are more than 32 years of age, and one person is 38 years of age, and he is a professor in a dental college in Himachal. I will not take the names, of course. He has asked me to keep everything confidential. Other person is an IITian with 8 years of work experience in a PSU firm. 10 years of experience in a PSU firm, and he has everything that one can aim. From a professional point of view, he has a leadership experience. He works for an amazing government body, and but he wants to learn more and try to do something different in his life. 33 is definitely not an issue, trust me. If you'll go to ISB, you will find so many people beyond 33. I would say around 150 people out of 900 people at ISB will be more than 30 years of age. uh, More than that, I would
So
say.
IIM's executive program, the average age is 30-31.
Exactly. ISB average is a bit on the lower side, but yeah, IM 1 year course is again full of people who are at your level. Uh, Parth is saying, ma'am, I can't afford MDS. I am financially weak. What should I do? Pooja, what would you answer about MDS?
Uh,
Any MDS questions? I am a strict anti-MDS
See,
person.
no, but if you think there are loans available, if you think after MDS you can set up a practice and then make, if you are that good, you will make money. I am a firm believer in the money making capacity of dental clinics. But having said that, uh, for surety, from surety point of view, uh, when you get into a management role in a good college, you know you're going to get placed. There are proofs of ROI. Of course, anything can go wrong, it's life, but 99.99% you will have a return on investment even if you've drawn loan. MBA is also expensive, it's not cheap. But after MDS, you will also have to invest in setting up your practice, and then it depends on your skills. It completely depends on how much do you trust yourself. But yeah, MBA is a short thing. MDS is a lot on your self belief and yourself and your own skills. I'm not saying that you can't make money after doing MDS. No. So
Right.
I
That,
hope that answers your question.
yeah, we have two almost dentists. Ignore this misogynistic interviewer. Fine. Okay. Let's ignore him or her. Partho is asking, can you throw more light on how to build a coherent story with conviction during interview, as some choosing a less traveled path? So Pooja, you just did this, about building up a story for your MBA application. So I think you should answer this question again.
Right. Like we've been talking about, like we've been mentioning even in the promotional images of this live session, I've had a below average score, GMAT score, and if I got an admit, it was on the basis of my story. Okay, me and Anshul were discussing in the morning. We have a common friend who has a diverser, if I may say, profile than what I have. He's an MDS and he had a GMAT score of 700, which is very good. And he got rejected from ISB twice because the story wasn't making a lot of sense. So it is very important to have a good story. It is very important to have a story which is in line of your post MBA goals as well. It shouldn't be like I have been in clinical practice for 7 long years with absolutely no managerial experience. In clinical practice, also you can have managerial experience, mind you. Being a dentist, having a clinical practice, running a successful practice is more than clinical skills, a managerial skill. That's
Right.
someone who's running a practice for really long would agree to this. So that can also be your managerial skill. You can be a clinic manager. I have managed, so the previous clinic that I was working at had 2 branches. There were 6 dentists, and I was managing all of them. So that's also a managerial skill. That's how I got a job at MIK Dental. It's not like I was just picked up and given a manager's job. Okay, so uh, I'm sorry, I just got digressed a little bit. So you have to have a story that's coherent and you have to have very clear post MBA goals. If you can do that, you can convince any admissions committee. That's what I did. If you
Right.
want, I can
So
share my story. Uh, do you want me to share the kind of story that I have weaved for my profile?
yeah, you can, but I think it will be out of scope because there are lots of questions and we should take the questions right now.
Yeah,
And
you guys can DM me if you want to know more
yeah,
about this. Like I'll
do,
be happy to share.
yeah, that would be great. So someone is asking for online MBA program. So do online MBA program only if you are doing it strictly from a learning point of view. Let's just say you really want to learn how a company runs, how marketing happens, how a balance sheet is actually read and interpreted, and what is operations, what is HR. Then you can think of online MBA. It will not give you any placement benefit and all. So no, that the answer is no. I would not advise. You can do it only if you just want to learn. Divyanshu is asking, will NGO experience count for ISP? Definitely it will. You just need to have a very strong story around it, that why are you a part of this NGO and what exactly have you learned and what you want to do with this learning that you had while managing this NGO. I saw your
In
comment
fact,
also.
social skills will get you some extra brownie points. Like
Yes, it will.
an
It will
NGO
definitely.
work will definitely.
Definitely it will. Fine. Let's take more questions. Mukul is asking, will IIMs accept 2-year MBA for someone on the higher experience side? They might, but in all probability, they might not. I mean, sorry, they might, but in all probability, you should not. Why do you want to and invest another 2 years when you already have spent so much of time working? And Mukul, I know you.
Exactly.
I mean, you already have a managerial work experience. You should not think of 2-year MBA. It makes no sense. Srija, very good question. How can a BDS graduate work in healthcare startup? What kind of roles are offered and what are skills needed? So, Srija, I know a girl. She messaged me on LinkedIn last month, and I had a kind of 1 hour chat with her. She is working as a B2C marketing manager in 1MG. She has no MBA, nothing. She just joined 1MG as a medical writer, if I'm not wrong, and then she convinced everyone in the team that she can do a good job as a B2C marketing. B2C, sorry, I'm using a corporate word. B2C is business to customer. Any business which directly markets to their customer, they are called B2C. So she is a B2C marketing manager and she is doing pretty well. And she is making a very strong profile for herself. She wants to do an MBA from outside India. And 1MG is slowly becoming a very big brand. When they were a small brand, they hired dentists. Now I don't think they are hiring dentists anymore. But she took the, she got in the bus when the bus was not moving with so many people inside the bus, and now she is in a bus which is all a fancy Mercedes. So again, to get into a healthcare startup, you need to first find out in what field they deal with, and then you should know how can you add value to that startup, and then you reach out to their founders, you reach out to their hiring managers on LinkedIn or to their HR, and then make a very nice pitch. This I am this, I have done this, I have domain knowledge of these things, and this is the way I can help you. Why not you, if you don't mind, can we just talk on phone, or can we have a Zoom call so that I can explain more about my candidature? There will be no, I mean, don't expect that they will open a job for you. I mean, there will be a vacancy and you'll apply and you'll get through. You have to create that job for yourself. There is no way they will be all welcoming with open hands. You have to convince that you are someone who can add value to your organization. Startups are very, very careful about hiring. If they don't, even if they feel that they might run without employing you, they will run without employing you. As simple as that. They will not employ you. They are very, very stingy while hiring. If in the beginning, at least, when they don't have funding. I have checked such jobs on LinkedIn, but most of them, Shrija, you again got me wrong. I am not talking about checking jobs on LinkedIn. I am talking about getting in touch with their founders and co-founders and the HRs of these companies. I told you there will be no such open jobs. You have to directly contact the founders of healthcare startups and tell them that how you can add value. If you have just been a typical dental student with absolutely no managerial experience and no domain knowledge, also no domain knowledge of healthcare, then don't expect that they will give any opportunity to you. You have to have a very solid reason of why they should hire you. Sija, I mean, most of such jobs require skills like SQL. Yeah, so Sija, learn SQL. Now, what is stopping you from learning? Everything is available on internet. SQL, Python. I know doctors who are learning Python from second year. I just finished a 25 hours long course over 4 weekends where I taught MBBS, strictly MBBS student, MBBS, and there were 2 or 3 dental students also. There were around 45 MBBS students from all across the country. You'll be surprised what all they are doing. They are learning Python right from their third year, and we all know how hectic MBBS is, much more than dentistry. They are whatever free time they're having, they are reading books on corporate. They are someone asked me, what can you give me 5 examples of artificial intelligence in healthcare imaging? And even I was stumped for a second. I had to think for 5 minutes. Sorry, I have to think for 20 seconds. I had to take a pause and then answer that question. These are the questions MBBS students are asking. What makes us fall behind? I mean, when I came to Manipal, people were just, I mean, let's not go there. Many random things when I was in Manipal with my batchmates. And I was amazed why people are not using this amazing opportunity, because Manipal gives laptop to everyone and 15 GB free internet, which was a big thing back in 2010. You have the internet. I'm sure you have a laptop. Now the internet is cheaper also. You can learn any skill. Give 2 years, learn a skill. Not even 2 years. Give 2 months, learn a skill. Give another 2 months, learn another skill, make a strong resume, and then reach out to these founders and tell them how you can add value to the company. And if they are convinced, they will take you. I hope I'm sorry I extended the question a bit, because I get this very often, that how to get a job before MBA. Can you mention the courses that are a must to have these skills? Which skills? I mean, there are multiple skills, and all the courses are available either on Coursera or Udemy or
Udemy.
So these are the 3 platforms. And see, right now I have a full-time job, but I'm still doing courses on Udemy and Coursera both right now. And I think you can explore these 2 websites and you will find enough courses that you want to build skills on. What else?
So as dentists, we attend a lot of CDs also, right? So many people. So I have been into the courses business as in also as a dentist. So if you can go do an implant course, you can do a restorative course or an endo course. You can obviously do these courses as well. You always have the time if you want to learn.
Yeah, there's another follow-up question. Like you mentioned, Python, what are the skills? So I mentioned Python not because Python is something that they should be learning. They're learning Python because they want to analyze the data themselves. They might get into healthcare research and they want to do all the data analysis on their own. That's why they are learning Python. So you are thinking backward. You have to go step by step. First, you need to know what skills do you want to learn, what kind of career do you want to make, then you will find out the skills that you need to learn to make that kind of career. You can't think backwards. Pooja, do you have to add on this particular topic?
I don't know a lot about Python, and I myself have just begun doing courses that I might need for my MBA. But you obviously have to walk the path when you have the end goal in mind, right? You have to first decide what do you want to do, and then what are the skills required, and then which courses would be pertinent to that. It's very simple. It's a very simple algorithm, if I may say.
Yeah, Partho is asking a very good question. While appearing for GMAT, considering its adaptive nature, how exactly does initial performance affect the overall test? Very good question, Partha. There are huge articles written on this topic. Generally, people say get the first 15 questions correct. Take as much time as you want, but get the first 15 questions correct. You will cross 700. But no one is able to actually hack GMAT algorithm. No one knows how true is that. But this is what people say. I also followed this strategy. I took nice amount of time. I went slow, even simple math question. I took a lot of time, and I think I cracked that because I got a score which even I didn't believe in. So, Pooja, do you have to add anything because you took GMAT?
Yeah. So when I said I had an initial dip where I got down to 470, it was because I didn't understand the algorithm and didn't understand the exam. So as a BDS student, you had 5 SAQs, 2 LAQs. You had to master either the LAQs or SAQs, and you were sorted. But with GMAT, it's not the case. If you get the first, so it's like you start off with like a mid-level question, maybe a 600 level question is what you would get. You might just get a 700 level question at the start also, you never know. But then for those who don't know about GMAT, then from 600, if you get it correct, you'll get a 650 level question. If you get it wrong, you get a 550 level question. So if you get the first 3, 4 questions wrong, you're gone down to like a level of 400, 500, and then you never come up from it. So
Yeah.
initially, yeah, give it your time and start well, and whatever well begun is half done, they say. So,
Okay. So funny
Fiba,
boy.
thank you so much. There's a
Yeah.
friend of
Thank
mine.
you.
No, thank you, Fiba.
Funny boy is asking, I'm a recent graduate from Manipal. I have been a good student throughout my life. Great. I have recently started preparing for CAT. My question is, do consulting companies recruit dentists? Funny, I don't know. You should have written your name. I don't want to call you funny boy. First of all, I really feel proud, and really feel happy when I see such ambition like private equity and consulting. So first, let me tell you that let me congrats you that you are dreaming so high. You are actually preparing for CAT and you are not looking at marketing or sales. You are actually looking at consulting, which is like the cream de la cream job. So yeah, consulting companies are really crazy about doctors, like MBBS doctors.
Mm.
At ISB, it IIM Calcutta 2 year MBA. That any doctor who is in IIM Calcutta and they are performing well in academics, they take without any problem. They don't even interview them much and they take the doctors. Dentist, I'm not very sure. I know dentists who are working in top, uh, you know, consulting companies, but I really don't know. Did they reach there directly on campus or did they reach there after maybe working for a tier two consulting company such as Deloitte, and then they move to the top companies such as MBB. The top companies are MBB, McKinsey, Bain and Company, and Boston Consulting Group.
Works.
MBB in the B school. So these three are the top consulting companies in the world. If you get a job, there is not job in these three companies. There is nothing like that. Your life will be sorted. But I have seen MBB kind of, uh, I would say preferring dentist, but I know people who went there. So maybe you might not be able to go there immediately from the campus placement, but you might reach there after 2 years. Who cares? Even if you're reaching there after 2 years, it's all well and good. One thing, funny boy, let me tell you, thing that consulting companies will not compromise with is your grades, They might not care about your grade because you just said you have been a good student, but you have to be a good student during MBA also. They will look at how much GPA you have in your whatever IIM you are going to. And again, I want to wish you all the best that you're preparing for CAT. It's a difficult exam. I'm pretty sure it was not an easy decision to make to consider CAT right after your graduation. So all the best. If you need any help, you feel free to message me on Insta. Funny Boy is asking because I know Pharma is the CEO is an MBBS and work in McKinsey. That's what I said, Funny Boy. MBBS and McKinsey and BCG and Bain is a very common combination. I am not sure about dentistry. I have not seen many people directly going to these firms, but they do go after they prove themselves as good consultants in tier B firm, tier 2 firms like Deloitte, EY, PwC, and firms like this.
I've seen people getting a campus placement in PwC and Deloitte and all that from IHMR. So yeah,
Right.
after 2 years they could go to these.
Samsha is asking what are the post AMPH opportunities in ISB. Shamsa, AMPH is a pretty pretty recent course, a very, very strong course, I would say, in terms of this pedagogy and the kind of professor that they teach the different courses. But again, there is no direct placement opportunities. They will help you to network and find jobs on your own, but there will be no on-campus placement. So I hope that answers your question.
Same for the healthcare MBA program from IIM Calcutta as well, the 1-year program that they have.
Okay.
Thank you. Narsi, Amrita, thank you.
Time management for preparation. Did you join any course? Rashmi is asking.
I did not join any course as such, but I had subscribed to online lectures because I needed them. I was touching maths after 13 years, like I mentioned earlier. Don't calculate my age. So yeah, I did subscribe for lectures for my basics of maths because I had forgotten everything. I'm being very honest. But you don't really need to. After I saw the lectures, I realized I probably burnt a little bit of money. It's okay.
Yeah, I think you can do GMAT, you can do on your own, but you might need some online lectures for verbal. Maths, so definitely no need.
There are very good YouTube lectures also which suffice from Prep Scholar and all the very good lectures.
Onkar is asking how to prepare for CAT during internship books. Any specific? So Onkar, join one Facebook group called CAT Preparation by iQuanta and ask this question there. Everyone will jump to help you out. Talking about books, I did start preparing for CAT and I sold all the books in 10 days because I immediately realized CAT is not for me. The books are Sarvesh Kumar Verma and Arun Sharma. Sarvesh Verma and Arun Sharma or Arun Sinha, I don't remember. These two are the books that you must start with. If you'll ask anyone, everyone will suggest these two books. And you can start with these two books, then you can figure out what to do with the online courses and mock test for CAT. But these two books are a must. That I'm pretty sure of. After MBA, medicos can work as a normal MBA or only with healthcare companies. I can't pronounce your Insta name, Antro Sklich Doctor. I think you have just joined the session. After normal MBA, you can work anywhere. You will be preferred by healthcare companies, but there is no such rule where you can work. I told you, my batchmate from Manipal, she did MBA from IIFT, which is one of the top 20 colleges, top 10, I would say, not top 10, top 20 colleges in India for MBA. And she's working at Bata Bata as a sales and marketing manager. There are many dentists who are working in completely non-healthcare companies. So it's nothing like that. But even I was very much ready to go out of healthcare. But when I actually started studying at ISB, I realized how beneficial being in healthcare is. Imagine during COVID times when everyone was losing their jobs, all the corporate people, there were layoffs happening, and their salary was getting deducted. I got a job at one of my dream companies at the peak of the pandemic. I joined the largest medical device company in the world on June 1st, and I was so happy, but I hardly told anyone because, some of my friends were losing their jobs. So I felt really bad for them that, all of them got the jobs back. They didn't lose their jobs because they had done something wrong. It happened because, the entire world was crashing down. But again, healthcare was an industry which was still thriving because this entire calamity was brought on because of a healthcare issue itself. So being in healthcare is a safe option. You will not feel that you're not a doctor anymore. So it completely depends on you. But answering your question, you can go anywhere. That's why I tell you guys,
I
don't look at healthcare management, hospital management. Look at normal MBA. Keep all your options open. I know a doctor. He's not from India. He works for Gucci. He wanted to get into luxury management, and he works for Gucci
Nice.
as the marketing manager. So, and he's an MBBS. So you can just do anything.
I would like to add to this. This afternoon, I was reading an article which explicitly said that healthcare management is a recession-proof domain.
Yes, yes.
It is a recession-proof domain, guys. So,
So
and
2009
your
when the
growth
great
is easier. It's not only about getting a job, but you also want to grow after that, right? You don't want to just get into a job and then stay there. If you are a doctor surrounded by managers in a company that works for doctors, you will grow also a little more easily than the others. That's my
right.
personal opinion again.
She's just asking to work in healthcare startup as a fresher with programming skills. What roles will be offered? Yeah, good, very good question, Srija. The roles with programming skills, the first role that immediately comes to my mind is data analyst. And if you have good soft skills also, then you might get a marketing role. If the startup is very much tech oriented, where they need to churn a lot of data to take any decisions, even in marketing, then you can get a marketing analytics role because it's a healthcare startup and you are a doctor, which means you know about healthcare as a domain. And then you have programming skills also, which means you will be good at data analysis also. So you might get a marketing analytics manager role in that startup. But it completely depends on what kind of startup it is. So I can't answer that question without knowing what kind of startup it is. But yeah, being data analytics is and business analysis analytics are the options that immediately come to my mind when you ask this question. Siddhi is asking, I know this is actually a little irrelevant, but I want to work in the government sector. Could you say something along these lines too? Okay, again, I have to answer this because these are all post MBA questions.
Post MBA question.
Pooja will be able to answer all these questions after exactly 1 year, I think.
We'll
So
do
yeah,
another session.
yeah. So government sector. Actually, if you want to work for government, you prepare for UPSC maybe, or prepare for the government exams. MBA, I don't think is the right choice to go for a government role, though many government bodies do come to ISP. Government of Punjab and government of Telangana comes for their strategy and operations role. But these roles are not very prevalent. I think in IIM Ahmedabad, government might come for a public policy role, but these roles are scarce. So MBA might not be a very good option to directly jump into government. I know people who do MBA from Mika, which is a very good college for marketing communication. They get into government for for the communication role, but again, it will be not very prevalent. You have to fight for the government roles. At least the government of Telangana roles were considered very fancy and coveted back at ISB, and a lot of people fought for it, and there were few people who really wanted it and they got it. So if you're ready to fight for it, you go, or if you really want to get into government, then directly prepare for government exams. No point thinking about MBA. Can you be doing MBA and part-time in clinic? You can, but why would you do something like that? Pooja, please answer this.
You could maybe prepare for your exams while working at the clinic just because you want to be probably safe and not sit at home preparing and then uh, you know feel unproductive. But when you're doing your MBA, especially when we are looking at 1 year MBA, 2 year ka syllabus is squeezed into 1 year, so you definitely cannot really do clinic and MBA. I don't think so. But preparing, yeah, you can with your part-time clinic. All the people who prepare for MBA, non-doctors, also prepare along with their jobs. So
Yeah.
entrances you can prepare for, but the course, I think residential courses you won't be able to do clinic. Post MBA,
So
maybe you can, depends on the kind of job that you get in.
Sushma is asking how to apply for business analyst just after internship. Sushma, every dentist or doctor who has a business analyst role, they all are MBAs. I have not seen someone directly getting a business analyst job after internship. But yeah, anything is possible if you are really good in the programming languages that are used to do the business analysis. That is mostly Python, SQL, and also R. And then if you can convince the recruiter that you can do the job, then you might get. But You have to do all the hard work on your own. You have to reach out to a recruiter. Uh, you have to convince the HR and the hiring manager that they give a chance to you to give a chance for to interview you, and then you have to clear the interview also. So that would be an uphill task. I am not saying it's impossible, but yeah, that would be an uphill task because all the business analysts I have seen, they are all MBAs. I mean, business analyst with medicine or dental degree in their undergraduation. Mahazar Inc. How long is your course, duration, and fees? Pooja, tell her.
My course is a 1 year course. It's how long and duration is 1 year. And the fees is around, for IIM Calcutta, the course that I have applied to, it's 27 lakhs. All the top three IIMs are ballpark the same figure. Bangalore is 27.5, Ahmedabad is 28. This includes your stay and everything, okay? You just have to spend, I think, extra for food, nothing else. And besides that, if you go to the next level IIMs, the old IIMs, but not the Trinity, it is around 21, 22 Indore, Lucknow, Kozhikode, and ISB is, I think, 36 or 38 right now, right? 38. So that's how the fees is, but it's fine. I mean, the ROI is very good, so you
Yeah,
don't have to
ROI
worry.
is good and
And you get loans. Also, I want to mention this thing, okay? You get really, so obviously you will, as a dentist, you haven't probably not earned so much money, and then or whatever reasons you might have financial concerns, but there are a lot of loans available at a very low interest rate. Okay, so don't worry about it, really, money should be your last reason to not do an MBA,
mm,
or any
exactly,
education for that matter, any education.
exactly. So
Yeah.
again, we should talk about this more because most of the people are concerned about finances. Trust me, you don't even need a collateral if you crack an MBA from ISB or any of the IMs.
So I would want to say
Money,
something at this.
yeah,
No,
please.
I want to add something. So I have a very close friend who just got into MS surgery at DY Patil, and it's expensive. As much as ISB's 1 year fees is 1 year fees, and it's a 3 year course. Okay, and she had to struggle for the loan. Okay, she had to struggle, and she was frustrated, and she was telling me, I would have rather done an MBA, because if you're going to Harvard, you get a 1 crore loan without any collateral.
Yeah.
So yeah. I mean, the banks trust you, so you please trust in yourself. The bank is trusting in
Very.
you, so please,
I love
yeah,
this. I love this. You should put it as a quote on your Facebook. Banks trust you. You should trust yourself. So
yeah.
my MBA loan was cleared on WhatsApp. I'm not even kidding. I never went to the bank. I only went to the bank when finally the manager called me. Is like, you have to sign because we are sending this money to your account. So please come and sign. Rest
Why did you not
everything.
send them an e-signature?
No. E-signature not allowed in bank loans. What are you talking about? You have to go and sign.
Kidding. Okay.
Yeah, so they asked for all the documents on WhatsApp, which I sent them. Then someone and they even said, if you can't come to the bank, I will send someone to your office to get your signature if you're busy. I said, no, I'm not that busy. I'd already resigned by that time. I was having the time of my life, and I just signed. And so that, trust me, it is loan will be the easiest part of your entire MBA
It's
journey.
fun. It's fun. That's like the breakfast and dinner table joke between me and my father now. The amount of bank managers, his friends he's talking to, and everybody wants to give him a loan, apparently.
Yeah, and
So
managers
yeah,
will be
don't worry.
willing to give that huge amount of loan. They will not ask for anything else, any collateral. They will not just, they will give some, transfer the money to your bank account.
Yeah,
Okay,
so
a quick.
trust yourself. Yeah,
Yeah,
no.
HK Bachu is asking, Dr. Pooja, what all interview calls did you get apart from IIM Calcutta? Tell them about today what happened.
So, I would want to first of all say I was bragging about believing in yourself, but I did not believe in myself when I saw 660, and I applied to Lucknow and Calcutta with zero hopes, honestly. Because Calcutta, I was below average. I didn't apply to Ahmedabad and Bangalore. ISB comes in Jan, so it's okay. I was very stupid. I will apply to Ahmedabad and Bangalore in round three. Let's see what happens. So besides that, I just gave Lucknow interview only yesterday, and yeah, I've given two interviews, and both of them very different experiences and brilliant experiences, I would say.
Right. Samshay is asking, are extracurricular activities important? As I don't have many extracurricular, are there any other options to improve your profile? So, and someone also had asked about improvement in profile. I think Priyanka asked. So, guys, I have written again a very detailed blog on kumaranshul.com specifically on how to improve your profile. But you should go and read because it's very extensive. But let me enlist a few things. Any research projects will count as a strong point. Any publication will again count as a very strong thing pointer for your resume. One thing that actually helped me during my MBA is my international level awards. I had 3 international level awards when before I finished my BDS, and it actually helped me because they asked a lot of questions around it during my ISB interview. So any awards, but look at the level of award. It should not be Rangoli making competition during third year college fest. No, not like that. It should be at least state level, national level, or international level. These things will help. NGO experience, if done genuinely, then it will help. What else? Pooja, can you add?
Yeah, so coming to extracurricular activities, I would want to say I can't even play Ludo on the phone, okay?
Yeah.
So, and I got through because of my other activities work. A lot, whatever Anshul said is very important. A lot of presentations that you can give, they would really like it if you've presented at conferences, papers, posters, and as dentists, you get ample opportunities to do that. So do that a lot. And what Anshul missed out on was the core thing where we met, Anshul, student organizational activities. That's
Not for
also
me.
very important.
Not
At
for
least
me.
for me, it worked. The leadership activities, there are a lot of student organizations and the camps that you do, do through it. Social activities. Mention about your public health department camps that you've organized also. Just mention everything that you've done. So
Yeah,
yeah,
but
that helps.
these things you can't do all these things that we listed, that we just pointed. You just have to do few of those things. For example, I just told you what I had done, and Pooja told you about organizational stuff. Again, uh, uh, organizing an event and taking full accountability and responsibility of a big thing, big event, big program is a very strong thing for MBA
Yeah.
application. But you don't need to do everything. I never did it. Trust me, the only event that I had ever organized so far was today's Sunday, right? Yesterday, in my new job, I organized an award event. But I only did it because it was all virtual. I didn't have to run around. So I did all the job, everything. And I also was the anchor and MC there. So I like doing it because it was virtual. During college, I had not even attended a single fest. And trust me, Manipal Fest are extremely fancy. I'm pretty sure you have heard about what happens in a college fest in Manipal. But I didn't even know the name of the fest. I never attended any. But because in that time I was trying to build something else. I had a private limited registered under my name before I graduated. I had three, as I told you, I had 3 international level awards. I was working very hard. I have not slept for more than 5 hours a day during my BDS. I can proudly say that. And that everything, every small thing I did actually helped me during my ISB application. Uh, while Pooja didn't have much during her college, but after though she was a topper and she also had national level award, but it is nothing. They will not talk about it. That they never talked about my awards which are academically related. They talked about my awards which were because of my entrepreneurial achievements. But what she did after her, graduation, the way she joined the firm as a clinical dentist, but then she built up her profile and convinced her employer that she can actually take the responsibilities of a sales and marketing manager as well. That was her strong point. Now I didn't have those points because I applied for MBA at a very younger age. I mean,
Very
I
early, yeah.
within like 6 months of finishing my internship, I applied. So I didn't have that luxury of talking about work. So don't think about I have to do a lot of extracurricular to have a good profile. You have to have at least one very strong talking point. For me, that talking point was my entrepreneurial stuff and some international level achievements in college. For Pooja, it was her own story of managing both clinical and managerial job roles in the same job. And these two are very different but very unique and very strong points in themselves. So don't beat yourself up too much that, oh my god, I don't have any extracurricular, what do I do? Find out where is the
One
work.
thing, yeah. One good thing, one different thing you do, and then build around it. It's okay. It's a half an hour long interview. They're not going to ask you 50,000 things. If you can convince
Exactly.
them on one thing, more than enough.
Yeah. Sometimes ISB will take only 20 minutes of interview and you will see an admit. You will think, oh, they only talked about 20 minutes. I didn't tell, maybe I didn't have much things in their profile, but they are doing it since 20 years. IIMs are doing it since 60 years. They
60
know
years.
what kind, yeah, they know. IIM Calcutta was the first IIM in the country.
Yeah,
Even
yeah.
they started even before IIM Ahmedabad. They know what
1961, yeah.
yeah, they want what they know what they want. They will not ask कि अरे तुमने ये गेम क्यों नहीं खेला कॉलेज में आई मीन फुटबॉल क्यों नहीं खेला कॉलेज में और यू नो कॉलेज में तुमने कोई अचीवमेंट क्यों नहीं करा दे वुड ट्राई टू नो आई मीन दे विल डीप डाइव इनटू द अचीवमेंट दैट यू हैव they will not go and ask you why did you not have this kind of achievement. So please
I
get that mindset, I mean have that mindset right now and get all these myths cleared off from your mind. Yeah,
I
Pooja, please.
cannot emphasize enough on clarity of vision. These people are making visionaries, guys. I mean, I mean, I'm not bragging, but really, they want leaders and visionaries. If you don't have clarity of goals, they're gonna throw you out, even if you have a 780 GMAT.
Yeah,
Honestly,
yeah. So the friend that
you
I
should be
just told
very
you,
strong about on your post MBA goals and your journey.
yeah. So Pooja just gave an example of a guy who is very good in clinical and has a 700, but he was rejected by ISB twice. I will give another example. I just told you about my friend who works for Bata right now. She had a 750 in GMAT. And trust me, 750, even IITians don't get 750. 750, I mean, you can count the number of people who get 750 in a year in the entire world. It's not easy, guys.
Hmm.
Trust me. 750 is hell difficult. But she was literally thrown out of the this thing. She was not thrown out. I mean, she was asked to leave immediately. That because again, she was not prepared at all. She didn't know why she wants to do an MBA. You might not know. I mean, I'm not saying you should have all the answers, but in front of the interviewer, in front of the panel, you should have a story. That story might be true. That story might be mildly true, but you should have a story. They will not believe in the bullshit that I mean, they will not take the bullshit that uh, uh, I want to do something different. I mean, they will ask you, okay, you'll do an MBA, join a company, and then again leave that company saying I want to do something different. So no, you have a lot of clarity of mind. Startup companies are not hiring medicos, is it correct? I don't know, Nikki, who told you they hire, they don't kind of differentiate between medicos and non-medicos. They will see if you are able to add any value or not. As I just told you how you should approach the companies. The first thing you need to do is to prepare yourself, make yourself, good enough for them, and then approach them. They will definitely hire you. They will not. My first job after first and the last job after BDS and before MBA was in education technology startup company. It had nothing to do with healthcare. It was a core digital marketing job. And in 1 hour of meeting, first I messaged them on Facebook. I saw them posting some job on Facebook. I messaged them and they said, okay, they asked me to submit an assignment. I did. And they were like, okay, why don't you meet us whenever you come to Bangalore? I said, I can come tomorrow. It's like, no, no, don't come just for us. If you're visiting Bangalore, why don't you just come? I said, I just lied to them. I said, I am coming tomorrow for some personal work. I will meet you. I immediately booked a bus from Manipal to Bangalore because that time of course, I didn't have enough money to book a flight, and I went to Bangalore. I literally had nothing to do. We met at a CCD in HSR layout. Those people who are from Bangalore, they might be knowing what is HSR layout. And then we had a chat for 1 hour, and then the next day I had an offer letter. And I was still, it was still like 4 months to go for my internship. And I had an offer letter 4 months in advance. That happened only because I convinced them that I'll do a good job as a digital marketing manager. And digital marketing is a skill I developed from my first year. From my first year of BDS to my internship year, I developed all the skills of digital marketing through online courses, through my freelancing. I don't want to go deep dive into it. We can have a separate session on my own journey. This is not about that. This is about Pooja's journey today. I just want to tell you because you all are asking about jobs. So you will get jobs if you can convince the person who is hiring that you will be a good person at the job.
I remember we also had a question from someone saying, how do I convince my parents on why
Wow.
do I want to do an MBA after BDS? You
Actually, I
have to
am very,
convince
very much,
yourself. No, you have
very
to
much.
convince yourself, and then you can convince anyone, your parents, your recruiters, your admission committee, anyone. Just convince yourself first.
Farhan is saying I missed the beginning. if you can upload, Farhan, it will be uploaded, automatically get uploaded on my profile as a IGTV post. Everything will be recorded. Don't worry.
We missed some questions. There's a question about
Please,
duration
please
of preparation.
take all the questions, Pooja.
So
Okay, I
there's a
think Pooja
question
got
on.
offline.
Did I? No, no.
Yeah. Now it's fine. Yeah.
Yeah. So there's a question on duration of preparation for MBA. For my GMAT, I took 3 months and I was at a 650, and then I am a procrastinator, so I took 1 month more and I booked my exam post 1 month because I thought I will improve. But no, I was at the same score. I was
No,
at
but
a
Pooja,
650.
also tell them that you are preparing full time. So
Yeah, I was preparing full time. Towards the end, yeah, I was going back to work for a bit and all, but I was preparing almost full time.
yeah,
But I think still, otherwise also 3 4 months should be fine. For a
yeah,
650, 700, 3 4 months should be fine. You just have to get used to the, and it's fun. I'm telling you, it's fun.
yeah,
Once you start doing it, you'll enjoy it.
yeah. GMAT is. I don't know about CAT. CAT might become torturous for
Yeah.
some.
But GMAT is
GMAT is
fun.
GMAT is fun. I mean, I used to have 10 hours of working, and I used to come back home in a public bus, which used to be a horrible journey back in Bangalore with all that traffic. And then still, I used to come back home by 8:30 or 9 p.m. in the night, and still, I loved preparing for GMAT so much. I used to be awake till 3 and solve all the verbal questions. I loved solving the verbal questions. It's fun, trust me. Once you get into it, you'll like it. It's not like that boring dental college exams.
No, no,
Okay,
dental college was also fun, Anshul.
not for me.
What about college or university level games? Uh, Depends on how many colleges and universities have, participated. A good certificate of sports is also, I think, will get you brownie points definitely, but not like some small college level game.
Yeah, answer to that question. I just I told you right. I mentor students. So one of my mentees just cleared ISB in round one. She is an engineer. She is not a doctor. She has played badminton on national level, and her interview went for 40 minutes. Out of those 40 minutes, 15 minutes they were just talking about badminton. What did you learn? What did you do? And blah blah blah. So yeah, if you have a achievement like that, and ISB loves national level people, national level sports person. Every year, I mean, there are people who are national level swimmer. There was a guy who almost missed qualifying for Olympics by I think 1 or 2 seconds in swimming in my batch, and he continued swimming in that entire 1 year at ISB, which used to be so hectic. He used to wake up at 4, go for swimming, and come back and then attend the classes and finish all the assignments. So one biggest advantage of going to tier one MBAs, that is ISB and IIM ABC, will be like you will be among smartest of the people. Like you will be just looking at everyone and you will be like awing at them. Oh my god, what are these people? What kind of achievements they have, and what kind of amazing profiles they have, and how much grit and determination they have to do things. Something which is missing in a dental college. And I mean, I have no qualms saying that this is missing. I am myself, I'm a dentist. I also came from a dental college, but this is something that will completely change. When I say this, I mean the environment, the ambience, the kind of cohort, the kind of discussions you'll have during the dinner table in a B school. You'll have extremely mature discussion, and it will be amazing, guys. The kind of learning you will have as a doctor and dentist, your eyes will be open to everything that is happening in the world. You will not be in a cocoon anymore. Pooja, do you have
So
anything to
I
add?
was, yeah, yeah. So I saw this a small snippet that Ankur Wariku posts on Instagram. He was talking about how to choose a course and a college for yourself. You have to decide on the basis of the kind of people that you're going to spend 1 year with. They say that you are the company that you keep. You are defined by the people you surround yourself with. And somebody who's gone through GMAT, you have to be smart to clear GMAT academically a little, at least. Don't not like a 35% or at least. Then you have to go through this rigorous essay writing and interview processes, so you essentially that whatever, if it's ISB it's 800 students, but if it's IIMs you're what, among 70 people, but these are smartest of the smart people who are around you. So it's all about pure learning, that they say. It's more than what you learn in the classroom. You learn from people around you, they always say now the front benchers and the back benchers, and toppers would always hang out with toppers. I don't know, I never hung out with toppers, but but
You were a topper, shut up.
yeah, but I didn't hang out at Topper. So you are defined by the company that you keep, the ideas that you discuss. So yeah, I think the most exciting thing for me right now is going to college. It's starting in April. I can't wait. And hanging out with all those people wherever I go. I mean, if I go to Calcutta or if I happen to crack something else, I might go somewhere else, whatever. But it is so exciting. More than the curriculum, what excites me is the kind of people that I'm going to meet. And these are all going to be future leaders. 10 years down the line, all of these people are going to be in great positions and they're going to be your friends. So if you want to start something on your own later, or you want to,
Yeah.
want to get ideas, you can go to these people who are industry leaders in their own domain. So isn't that amazing? That's what a good school gives you. Anshul, you had posted, right? Life is too short to go to boarding schools.
Life is short, study in good schools. It is my quote.
Ah, something like
I
that.
mean,
So
guys,
yeah.
work hard. Don't think about Symbiosis, Narsi Munji. Just work a bit hard and go to IIMs and then come back to me and just tell me that, I attended one of the session and I'm at an IIM today or ISB today. Trust me, I would be the happiest person on this earth. So sorry, Pooja, I'm cutting you out because Farhan has asked an amazing question. And even I want to know this because even I don't know the answer to this question. Could you please share your personal interview experience? What were some of the toughest, surprising questions? I badly wanted to, trust me, I badly wanted to ask this question to you, Pooja. But
Hmm.
since your interview, I am so deeply, I mean, badly busy in my own job. We never got a chance to talk about this. But yeah, now because someone has asked, please tell in detail what were the good interview questions and what did you answer?
So I have had two interview experiences. Both are very different from each other. I am Calcutta. I was interviewed by senior professor level people, and the first 15 minutes they asked me a lot about my old job, my post MBA goals that we've been speaking about for an hour now. They also asked me questions along the lines of, so there was this one question that I distinctly remember was about if you don't get into an IM and you're still doing this job, what are your ideas to make the business grow? Because you're the sales and marketing manager, you are one of the very few employees that are there. And I had an answer for this. I had answers along the lines of, so the firm that I work for is essentially based on ideas of one particular person. So I really want to, and all of us at the firm want to collaborate with bright dentists and have more products. So that was my answer, and they were very impressed by it because it's not like your life is revolving around this decision. They want to know that you are somebody who has an idea, and this is just a milestone in your journey. You have decided your journey. It's not like if I don't get into IIM, I don't know what to do with my life. So
Yeah.
that was all both my interviews. I was I was asked that how would you cope up with the maths of the curriculum, because I'm not a doctor. They asked me, when did you study maths last? And I told them, as I'm very candid. So I told them 2 months ago for my GMAT exam. Yeah, they laughed too. And
Yeah. They
then
asked
I
me
explained.
also. Yeah.
Yeah. So that's a typical question. But I explained along the lines of if I could, get a good score in GMAT. So my quant score is better than my verbal score, surprisingly. And I have a good quant score, okay? Verbal score is bad. I don't know how. So you could play along that, and you can always just tell them that I'm a go-getter and just get over with it. I was asked this very interesting question on the city that you're in, what is happening around you? And they caught me completely off guard. Okay, they asked me like a maths question. In my IIM Calcutta interview, I got a very silly maths question wrong. Okay, and I remember calling Anshul and crying about it that I got such a simple question wrong, but I still converted.
No,
So they asked
you
me like,
see, Pooja, sorry to cut you off. You actually didn't answer it wrong. You just flipped it. I mean, if
yeah, a little
one
bit.
was supposed, yeah, so they understood that, you're just a bit nervous. You know what it is. You just flip the answers.
Yeah. So then they caught me completely off guard and asked me about what's happening around me, okay? And I live in Bandra, and I was having a dinner table discussion just the night before it, and I was talking about how so a lot of drug issues happening in Bombay right now, especially in Bandra after the infamous suicide and all that. So my friend was telling me how youngsters are being framed as peddlers for carrying like little bit of funny substances and things like that. And I actually said that in my interview. Okay, I told them, and I also told them that a lot of people are being put in jail for by politicians for saying funny things. So that's how candid I was. So you just have to be yourself. It's not like I had to talk to them about the government falling or the rupee crashing and things like that. They obviously want to know, but even if you don't know, it's fine. My Lucknow interview, there was a very good question that I would want to mention. I was asked that because the economy has gone down so much, isn't it a very bad time to do an MBA? They will try to put you down. They will tell you that. I was told that this is a very bad time to do an MBA and invest so much money in, in doing an MBA. It's a bad decision from your end. And I had to convince them. And I think that's something that I completely believe in, that this is the best time to do an MBA, especially in the healthcare. If you're a doctor, you have an added advantage of telling them that, since the pandemic has hit, developing countries like India, who used to not spend on healthcare so much, have realized that this is like the most important thing to spend on, and it's going to boom in the next 4 or 5 years. So this is probably the best time for you to do an MBA in the healthcare. Thanks, Anshul. Validation. So yeah, you have to play around. If you are well read and not, I can't read ET. Okay, I was also in the Lucknow. They asked me literally that how much do you read about finances, and I told them whatever comes on the app ka headline, that's what I see, and then I don't have it in me to click and read the whole news. And they asked me who's the richest man on earth, and I said Elon Musk, because that's what I could remember, and that wasn't a correct answer. So you need to be a little more well read than what I am, but you just have to be yourself, and you have to have clarity of thoughts, at least in your don't go wrong in your post MBA goals, your domain. If you get a little bit of math question here and there right wrong, or they ask you how many countries are there in the world and you get that wrong, it's fine. It's still fine. You can be nervous. It can happen, but at least in your own things that you have that come out of your head should be clear. That's what is my takeaway from all the interviews that I've given.
Pradanya is asking which is more better, MPH or MBA. God. Yeah,
Uh,
it really depends on what kind of job profile you want. MPH is Masters in Public Health. If you want to work for public health companies, if you want to do ground level research, if you want to get into policy making of healthcare, if you want to get into the NGOs who are working day and night to eliminate malaria and tuberculosis from India, if you want to work for companies like UNICEF, Medicine Sans Frontiers, that Doctors Without Borders, then MPH. If you want to work for a corporate or a startup, it is MBA. It is, how can anyone tell what is better? It depends on you. What do you want from your life? What kind of job role you want? What kind of future you want? Where do you see yourself after 10 years? So I
and
don't know
what do you
why.
enjoy? What
What
do
do
you
you
enjoy?
enjoy? What
Very
is your
important.
work? Exactly. What is your work? What actually makes you happy in the morning? Like when you wake up 5 days a week, you have to go to job. Doesn't matter if you're doing an MPH or an MBA. 5 out of 7. I'm very bad in maths. Can someone calculate how much percentage 5 out of 7 is? It's around 70%, between 70 to 75%, if I'm not wrong. 75% of your life will be spent in job. So try to get into a job role that you actually like. So please first
My
find
major
out.
reason of choosing, so my major reason, I was a purely clinical dentist for 4 years, and 3 years ago, I got doing, for the last 3 years, I've been doing clinical and marketing, and then I chose because I enjoy marketing. I have a good career as a clinician. You can go to my Facebook and check, or my Instagram and check. I've done stuff as a clinician as well, okay? But I chose this because I enjoy this. So it's very important.
Pooja, can you check if we are not missing out on any questions? Then we can,
I
actually call it a day.
I don't think we've missed out on a question. Somebody asked me a question on what are my post MBA goals. I'll DM this. I think this is irrelevant. It's a very personal thing. I'll DM this to you.
Yeah, it will not be personal after a few months. Everyone will be asking you in this campus and in the interview also.
Yeah, so okay, let me just give you a gist of it. My MBA goals run along what I'm currently doing. I want to work as a marketing executive in one of the dental medical devices firm. And like I said, I've answered this earlier during this interview only, that I am open to evolving. I want to see what is. I think I would enjoy a lot of other things also once I know what are the other things. So I'm just open to things. At this point, those are my post MBA goals.
Niharika is asking, is it true that after dentistry, you should not pursue MBA finance? Oh my God, I don't know who is telling these kids all these things. You should only do MBA hospital management. Oh God. Niharika, I think you should listen to the recording of this session. I covered this answer to this question extreme detail. But Pooja, do you want to say anything to this?
Uh, I just told you I have a friend who has an event management firm which is doing very well in Bombay. There are people doing so many other things. Yeah, it's. I mean, if you can do finance, if you can do maths, you please do it. If I could be an investment banker, I would just become that tomorrow. Yeah, come on.
ISB had a dentist who exclusively worked for the Indian Army as a dentist, as a clinical dentist in the Indian Army. Then he came to ISB to do his MBA, and right now he works for World Bank, core
See?
finance, core financial job in private equity, not private equity. I forgot where in what field he works, but he works for the World Bank. He works for the funding to African underdeveloped communities. Guys, you
Wow.
can
Wow.
literally do anything. Please, please. If you want to take one thing away from this session, just one thing. I mean, rest everything you can reach out to us later. But if you want to take one thing away from the session, it's that please don't limit yourself. This entire BDS thing, I understand how damaging it is to our head. Sorry, I am not saying it in a demeaning way, but because, we being in the entire environment in a dental school and in a college is so limiting. When I say limiting, it means we are so cut off from the entire world. We sometimes forget about our own capabilities, and we forget about everything that we can do. So please, once because once you finish your BDS, you actually come out of that cocoon, right? You went inside an environment which actually limited you, and then now you've come out of it. Once you come out of it, the world is again yours. And trust me, you can do anything. You just should be having the grit to do that, and of course you should work hard to develop the skills and learn the skills.
I want to add something to it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I want to say is you chose to do BDS when you were 17. Okay? 17. Did you really know what you are capable of at that age? I don't know. I didn't know. I didn't know what I like, what I don't like. I wanted to be a doctor, and that's it. That's all I knew. So stop limiting yourself now that you can do other things.
Right. So Pooja, it still makes sense for you because your father is also a doctor. You are from a good city like Indore, so you might be, kind of knowing a bit about medicine and stuff like career in healthcare. Maybe I am from such a tribal town, literally tier three town. You might call it a village, and I was born and brought up there. No one in my family has been a doctor. Most of the people in my family are not even a graduate, for that matter. So what Pooja said is very, very true. I mean, uh, you know, uh, at 16 to 17, when I didn't have any clue what is happening. I didn't know about any career that existed apart from medicine and engineering. But when I came to Manipal, I got lucky that I went to Manipal, because it just opened my eyes to everything. And that exposure happened very, very immediately for me. And then I started exploring everything. Within 1 year, I started digital marketing as a freelancer. Uh, but what I'm trying to tell you, that my exposure, I got exposed to all these things because of being in Manipal. You might get exposed to everything else a bit later, but that still doesn't limit you from, not doing anything apart from dentistry.
Yeah, yeah.
I
I
mean,
got to know about MBA after Anshul started posting about it. So yeah,
right.
yeah. Uh, we'll take the next
Uh,
question.
yeah, Samsha is asking a very nice question. Can you take that question, Pooja? Many successful dentists who have set up and managed multi-speciality dental chains. If that's the only long-term goal, then how to answer the question, why 1 year MBA after 5 years of dentistry? Pooja, I think you just did all this, right? I mean, taking these types.
I cannot see the question somehow, and I can't even see you. Can you repeat the question once, Anshul? I'm sorry.
Yeah, there are many successful dentists who have set up and
Hmm.
managed multi-speciality dental chains. If that's the only
Hmm.
long-term goal, then how to answer the question, why 1 year MBA after 5 years of dentistry? I mean, this is the question, how to answer this. Why 1 year MBA after 5 years of dentistry?
Because you learn structured management when you go to a school. Like I would want to answer it like there are so many dentists. You learn how to do a root canal when you are doing BDS, right? There are so many dentists who do brilliant root canals better than endodontists. Then why do people still do endo, right? You want to learn structured management. There are so many things that you might not know. I have so the firm that I am working for, I have been fairly, I mean, it's grown fairly well when I was working for it. But after a point, you realize that whatever pinnacle that you've reached is a plateau. There is so much more to learn. So when you go to B school, you learn a lot more. You learn you can make your business grow better. Plus, we just spoke about networking. The people that you meet over there, the contacts that you make, it can help your business grow. So there are a lot of reasons for which, I mean, education would always help you, right? I hope that answers the question.
Yeah, I think.
We missed a question that asks quick tips on GMAT. Hello.
Yeah, yeah, Pooja, you can go ahead and talk about tips
Yeah,
for
yeah.
GMAT.
So quick tips for GMAT will be like we mentioned earlier, get used to the algorithm. Uh, start well, and reach a pool where you're getting good questions, and then slowly and steadily take it. Give your exam with a very cool mind. Don't be stressed about the exam because I've been through this. Exam time anxiety could be really bad. Don't when you're studying, don't do like one day you're doing 10 hours of study and then for a week you're not studying. For me, at least, that was true. I needed to be continuously in touch with the method because it's an aptitude exam of giving those things. Rest things are basic. Just go back and analyze your mistakes. When you're making a mistake, make sure you go back and analyze, and you just don't try solving more and more questions hoping that you'll get better. It's very important to analyze your mistakes when you're preparing for GMAT. You have to give mocks because timing can play with your head. That timer over there, tick, 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 can play with your head really bad. So give enough mocks. Don't book your exam. It's an expensive exam. It's $250. Don't book your exam before you know, because I was just talking to a girl yesterday who scored a 500 and she went to give the exam because the date was already booked, even if she wasn't scoring well on her mocks. So don't waste that kind of money. Once you're sure, then only go ahead and book your exam. I think that should be it. Anshul, you have something to add?
Uh, GMAT is like my favorite topic. Trust me, if I start, this session might go on for 6 hours. I would just uh, advise you again go to my blog. I have worked very hard to write extremely lengthy GMAT articles. I'm
Yeah,
sure
and I've
Pooja will.
read it and it helped. It helped. Go and read it. Really.
Yeah, just go and read. You'll trust me. If you'll literally follow everything that I have written for GMAT, you will have a good score. You will not have a very bad score. You will just reach to a good point and then you can go ahead and apply. But you have to strictly follow what I have said. I have written everything in the whatever I have written in the blog. Uh,
Yeah.
Akshay Singh, I
Is there?
completed ventured into public health and finally landed in a pharma R&D company. Great. Akshay sir, I'm glad that you are in the session. Maybe in one of you can take one of these sessions with us in the future and guide all these students, because you are in a pharma R&D. I'm pretty sure you're having a good time there. Uh,
There's a question again on 10th and 12th marks. Farhan, I've answered this question already. Maybe you could go through the recording of the video later when we post it on Anshul's IGTV, and that should help. and also how the work experience does matter, but how should freshers tackle this to make up for the less amount of work experience? We have spoken about how to make a strong profile. So I think
Yeah.
the video recording should help you. If there's anything else, you can always DM. Anshul will be in a better position, but you can also DM me if you have anything that I could help you with.
Right. So, okay, I think we answered all the questions. Guys, if you want to take part
Yeah.
in the giveaway, post a feedback with tagging me and asking your friends to follow me, then I will analyze all those feedback and then I will choose 3 people and you can have a complete detailed discussion one-to-one with me and I'll guide you till the end. I mean, when I mean the end, I mean till you actually get a tier 1 MBA school. If you want, you can take part in that and that's it. Farhan came late, so for Farhan, actually, I had announced a giveaway where you have to post a review of this session, and in your Instagram story tagging us, and that's it. If I the review, we like the review, we will contact you, and you can have a direct one-to-one, career counseling session with us. Srija is asking, sir, my question is not answered. Srija, you asked a lot of questions. Please tell which question you want us to answer. We'll answer that right now.
Yeah.
And meanwhile, let's have 5 more minutes. And
Yeah.
if you have questions that you
We've been
want to,
going on for 2 hours, and I'm glad
yeah,
a lot of people have been with us for 2 hours. That's nice. Please do share the other things once you know or find them. Would love to know more. Siddhi is
what
saying.
other things? I didn't get that question. I
No, no,
read it, but
this question was posted when I was talking about my post MBA goals, right? That's I think when Dr. Siddhi posted it, and I said that
oh,
I am open to other things. So yes, Dr. Siddhi, once I know, I will definitely be sharing about what have I been. I think Anshul, we could probably have a session where once I go to B school, I can tell them how's the life at B school if somebody is
yeah.
interested.
We will do it when you are at IIM Calcutta. Then that would be more fun. You can show all these people your beautiful campus, and maybe when I am visiting ISB Hyderabad and you are at IIM Calcutta, we'll have a joint session. We'll show everyone the answer.
Probably,
Sir, I have
probably.
asked 2 questions repeatedly. Can you just go through them and answer them? Partho, can you quickly ask it again?
Yeah.
Mahajan, MBA in India and abroad. I will quickly answer this. MBA in India if you want to work in India, MBA in abroad if you want to work in abroad. As simple as that. Because the loan, MBA in abroad, you'll be
ROI.
taking loans in euros and dollars. It's better that you work there and pay back these loans. You can't earn in rupees and pay back your loans in dollar. You will spend your entire life doing that. So if you want to work in India, MBA in India. If you want to work abroad, MBA in abroad. Completely depends on you.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, Siddhi, we will have many such sessions. Don't worry. All we need is participation and a good amount of maturity as well as sincerity from you people because you just don't attend these sessions and then go back to sleep and start tomorrow with the same kind of mentality. We really hope that we dispelled some of the myths and we changed a bit of mentality of all of you people.
I really
And
hope 1 year down the line, I see one of these participants being interviewed by you for making
I
it to one of the amazing schools.
I'm doing it since 4 to 5 years. At least 1 to 2 people will definitely get through. I'm pretty sure. Pooja, you were one of these people, right? Till last year, you are
Definitely,
there.
definitely.
Pretty sure at least 1 or 2 guys will be at one of the IIMs or ISP because they are here since 2 hours, which tells me at least that they are committed to
Definitely.
career. Reading Lucent while listening to the both of you. Farhan, please, my vocabulary is not that strong that you need Lucent to understand me. I mean, please.
No, no, none of us.
In fact, Pooja's vocabulary is better than me, I would say. Fine. Ankur, I have just 5 years of clinical experience. So should I just directly give GMAT or shall I take part-time management job? Ankur, don't do anything part-time. No one cares about a part-time job. Ideally, take a
Right.
full-time management-related job and then take GMAT. Clinical experience, it will be very difficult to sell your story to the panel with strictly clinical experience. Acha, Farhan saying
Some forms explicitly mention that you don't have to talk about your part-time experiences. I think IIM Calcutta form, the admission form only says don't mention part-time experiences. So just
yeah,
telling you.
ISB also doesn't care about part-time. Nothing, no part-time, please. Acha, sorry, Farhan, I forgot. Lucent is, I think Lucent is GK, not Lucent is general knowledge, not vocabulary. My bad, my bad.
My general knowledge is very bad. I just said world's richest man is Elon Musk in an interview. Okay, so don't do it.
That's bad on your part.
Yeah, definitely. Guys, please don't be like me. Please, please, at least have basic GK for when you go for an interview, okay? Please.
Isn't clinical data analyst more relevant to MPH than MBA? And how to justify in the MBA interview? Please, no, clinical data analyst is a very much a managerial, not a managerial, but it's a very much a corporate role.
Corporate
You
role.
don't, they will not ask you why you are working as a clinical data analyst. Don't worry about it. You are pretty much safe if you are a clinical data analyst right now.
It's a very good thing. It's a very good thing. I'm sure it will fetch you a lot of
If we
brownie
have our
points
own
here.
hospital that we recently set up, then how to mention experience letter, payslip, and all. Samsha, many people go to ISB with their own startup or their own family business experience. To IEMs also, they will ask you for some experience. They might not ask for payslip. They might ask you for income tax return as a proof that you are earning from that particular startup. Don't worry. People with family business background, people with their own setup, with their own startup, with their own hospital and own clinic, they accept these applications. I saw that HR details should be given. No HR details need to be given. No.
Okay, I want to add to this. I have 7 years of experience, out of which 4 years I was doing purely clinical work as an associate dentist. And we have a common culture where there are no, appointment letters or relieving letters. So I had to actually go back to all my old employers and collect them. So if you're working as an associate dentist and you plan to do an MBA, or you never know, make sure your letters are all in line, okay? And if they're not, just make sure you don't end it on a bad note so that you could get whatever letters you want later. Your recommendations are very important, okay? So be very good in your conduct when you're working if you want to get
Right.
into a corporate role.
What skills are required for clinical data analyst? You should be good in data analysis, of course. For data analysis, you should be knowing languages like SQL, Python, or R, and then you should be thorough with the medical coding as well. Because if it's a clinical data analyst role, then you should be knowing medical coding. You can learn all these skills online pretty easily. I don't see any major challenges. How do you address a work experience gap on your resume? Farhan, ISP has a special this thing area in the application. I mean, where you have to explain that why there was a gap. In all probability, if the gap is not much, they will not bother. They will not kind of try to grill you on that kind of in that kind of experience.
But if you
I mean,
don't have a gap already, try not to have. I think having a gap could be really negative. Okay, so if you try not to have gaps in your.
not always. I mean, I have seen people with gaps, but they have justified it pretty well that why did they take a gap, and then they had other good things in the profile to cover that up, to mask that gap in the resume. So they did pretty well. They were admitted. So I don't see it as a major challenge. It again, it's very subjective. Me or Pooja can't tell you if it's a really good or bad thing for your ISB or IM admission. It depends again on a case to case basis. If Farhan, you can DM me about what kind of gap you have, I can tell you if it's it can be problematic or not. What is the role of IT firms in healthcare? Uh, Srija, you are talking so much about clinical data, clinical data. All of these things are done by IT firms only. Now IT firms are also doing therapeutic intervention in healthcare. They are also doing something called scribing. It's a huge topic. There is actually a course of 1 year on healthcare IT. I can't cover that in a Instagram live chat. Richa is saying, I'm a medical content manager at a startup. Would it help in MBA interview? It will help Richa try to get a more better role in the same startup rather than being just a writer. Work hard, convince that you can do a bit of sales or marketing or maybe operations in that startup, then go and apply for an MBA. You will immediately get through any MBA that you want to, and you will get an amazing job also. Just don't try to apply with a writer job right now.
Yeah.
Farhan, 3 months. 3 months is fine. No one will bother you. Don't worry. I think we are at, I think we should end it now, Pooja.
Yeah. If there are more questions, they can just DM us. We've been here for 2 hours.
Yeah. Yes. Let's end it. Post the feedback, tag us. I will look at all the
Yeah.
feedback and I will immediately get back to you or whoever. Let's just say three. I'll get back to three people and then we can have a one-to-one discussion. Okay, guys. Some of you are asking something. I think we are ending it. You please DM us. I will answer or Pooja will answer.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye bye.
Thank you for the session. Thank you, Anshul.
Bye bye.
Bye. Bye.